Hello and welcome to Convoluted Combos, where we bring you only the spiciest jank. Going to be doing another Premier Draft of Ikoria today, so let's get into it. Alright, pack one, pick one. We've got our rare as Frontland Felidar. So that goes into the Vigilance deck that you don't tend to really see. Creature you control with Vigilance have. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, just on its own, it does get to tap stuff down and is a 3/5 Vigilance. But the colours aren't particularly strong together. The Rex is really good for the green-black Reanimator. Pacifism is one of the best removal spells. But maybe I'll take the Felidar and see if I can make it work. It'd be interesting at the very least. Okay, second pick we've got Shore Shark is a really good mutate creature. Could go Bant mutate. Volpakeet's another okay mutate creature. Having a flying vigilance would be quite good. Void Beckoner is good for the black-green Reanimator. Sandworm's pretty much always good. So I think for me it's between the Sandworm and the Volpakeet. I'll take the Volpakeet, I think. We'll see how that goes. Colossification, I have found every time I've drafted it, it's felt like a trap. And whatever you colossify always gets removed. So I'm kind of leaning more pacifism. It's just a really good removal spell. Okay, Keensight Mentor puts a vigilance counter on something, which is obviously good with our Felidar. What else have we got? Lead the Stampede is fine but not amazing. Got the 1/4 vigilance. Got the Sandworm. Greathorn's good. Sands is good fixing. Let's take the Mentor to try and stay on theme. I think the Greathorn might be the better pick, but I kind of want to, you know, go whole hog on the vigilance stuff and see how good it is. Okay, here we've got Chittering Harvester is a really good mutate spell. So that would put us into Abzan if we wanted to do that. Got the Vantasaur as a vigilance and a cycler. Blade Banish is good removal. The Heron's also a really good mutate creature. But we'll try and stay 2 colours for now. We've not picked up any fixing yet, so I'd rather take something that I know I'd play. Bristling Boar is a decent creature. Migration Path's pretty good. Haven't got anything too expensive other than the Vantasaur at the moment. So I'm leaning Boar, since we've not got like any cycling payoffs that we want to use. Okay. Nothing amazing for us. It's between the Mole and the Fertilid here. We're not really looking to fill up our yard in any way. Fertilid might be better, especially if we end up trying to splash another colour. How good Survivor's Bond for us? 1 human so far. Coordinated Charge. Maybe we just take the Sabertooth as a 2-drop since we don't have any 2-drops yet. If we take a charge, I'm not sure we play it. Does at least have cycling on it though. Yeah, it's really not good. It's a very late Void Beckoner. Springjaw Trap we can obviously play, but I'm thinking of taking the Beckoner just in case. I'll put it in the sideboard for now, but we'll think about it. Not excited about another charge. Might play a trap, so we'll take that. Okay, we've got Lead the Stampede, Spontaneous Flight, Fully Grown. Do we like Lead the Stampede? Reveal any number of... Oh, it's any number. Okay, that's not too bad. Might play that. Take Anticipate, but I don't anticipate running it. And Aegis Turtle. So far, we need some help, I think. Oof. There's another classification. Do we take this one? Maybe? If there was something else better, I would probably go for it. Ivy Elemental's okay, Snake Tactician is a cycling deck, but we're not really that. Honey Mammoth's good. Alright, we're doing it. One Colossification. Who knows, it might win our game and then be dead in our hand the rest of the time. So we've got the Vigilance creature, the Wolf Bear is very good. Not sure how many humans we've got there. We've got that Mentor. That's about it so far. Rex is good for the cycling. Obviously it's better in a different kind of deck. I like Divine Arrow for removal, which we don't really have at the moment. We're not lacking 4-drop creatures, although I suppose we probably want to be playing Volpakeet on 3. We are kind of lacking 2-drop creatures. But is the Rex too good to pass up? Or do we take the Lurker since we got the Beckoner and go that? I'll take the 2-drop creature, stay on theme. This is going to be the death of me. Ah, this is a really bad pack. Be alright if we were red. For the rock slide. Maybe I'll take a flight, I suppose. Zerda, are you any good in our deck? Well, it's definitely, we're not going to run it as a companion, but it would just be a 3/3. Activate abilities cost 2 less, but it can't reduce it below 1 mana, so the vigilance thing doesn't matter. What else have we got here? I do like the officer. Volpakeet kind of works with, well, with itself. We didn't pick up any other mutate yet. Or there's the honey mammoth at 6. I just took the rare. Panicked and took the rare. I have not seen this card, but I've seen the art for this card before. I haven't actually seen the card before, but I don't think we're running it. We've got Garrison Cat is okay, I suppose. Solid Footing does fit the deck. If there's any deck it's good in, it's this one. We'll give it a go. Glider here, maybe? I'm not sure we're running it. We've got quite a few... Nah. We've got 3 playable creatures at 3 drops. Barrier Breach. Cycles for 2. Alright, we'll take the glider. Yeah, I think a giraffe is alright here. It's got good toughness at least. Otherwise, Wilt's quite a good spell, but we've not got any 5 drops, so I think the giraffe works fine. Give it a vigilance counter as well to work with our deck. Leosaur we could play, but we're not particularly go wide. Got another Serval, or we could pick up a Vulpix. I think I like picking up more 2 drops because I prefer not to play the Sabertooth. Nice, a late Honey Mammoth looks good to me. Very late Wolf Bear. Wolf Bear's a really good card. I don't know why that's not been picked up earlier. Don't expect to run it, but Facet Reader's a good card. If we did end up, for whatever reason, going that. Really late Officer. Healer's okay. Glider's okay, but I like the Officer. Cat's quite good. So I think maybe we've signalled hard enough that we're white that people aren't going it. Okay, here we've opened Offspring's Revenge again, which isn't our colours. The Gnar is a good Mutate creature, but Ram 3 is a pretty good removal spell. Not amazing in our deck because we're quite low power, but it's probably good enough that I'd take it over anything else here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, what have we got? Tiger, not really what we want. Pacifism's always good. If not that, then I'd probably go Giraffe, but I think Pacifism's what we want. Removal's always good. Well, the Goriac's okay for our... Again, if it's going to be good anywhere, it's got to be good for us, right? Is there again? Sandworms here. How hard are we forcing Vigilance? We've got, what, 2 payoff cards? 3 payoff cards. Why not? Okay. Serval versus Greathorn. How much Mutate do we have? Just the one? But we've already got 2 Servals, so I think I prefer Greathorn anyway. Oh, another payoff. Why not? Might even get reduced by the Zerder if we draw it. It's all coming together. Oh, I don't expect a lot of wins out of this. Yeah, some good cards for us. Not sure we'll run a second honey Mammoth. Might run the Sandworm, since we can cycle it. Don't think we're running Coordinated Charge. Put that in the sideboard. third vigilance payoff. Maybe we're doing it. This is bad, isn't it? This is just really bad. How many non-humans do we have that don't already have vigilance? Yeah, we got some. Quite a few, actually. So we might actually run 3 of these. Solid footing works with our deck. Got quite high toughness with all our vigilance stuff. Another Giraffid I'm pretty happy with. Looking at quite a big dip at 5, so. Barrier Breach, not sure we'll run that, but it's in our colours at least. Better in best of 3, obviously, those kind of spells. Late Honey Mammoth. Oh, we're going to run another one. We're going to run another Glider, though. I don't think so. Alright. I drafted the Vigilance deck so you don't have to. What do we even do? So we get rid of that. Pacifism's good. Ram through seems okay. Might have to cut it because our creatures are so low power. I quite like the Fertilib for ramp because we got some big spells, especially with like Colossification. Lead the Stampede. So it's just creatures off the top for 3. I'll keep it in for now. I'm not sold on it. Wrestling Boar's just quite good. I think I like the Wolf Bear more though, especially when we've got stuff like the Mentor, Checkpoint Officer that we can buff up. Great Horn. Again, I quite like that for the ramp. And I quite like the Vulpikeep for giving us a flying vigilance. Obviously Felidar, we built the whole deck around Felidar. Vantasaur, big vigilance dude, has cycling on it, seems pretty good to me. Maybe, I think we cut 1 Mammoth at the very least. Garrison Cat might go. I think Ram through is situational enough that I'm taking it out. Take out Garrison Cat. The Glider is at the very least a 2/2 flyer for 3, which is pretty good. And it's something that we can use the Keensight Mentor on, so I'm kind of okay with keeping that in. Fertilib we want to keep. Zerda. Lead the Stampede might go. How many creatures we have? 21. That is a lot of creatures. So Lead the Stampede should hit. I mean, what's likelihood at the moment? We've got like half our deck is creatures. So this might hit like 2. Which is technically card advantage. Might cut the Boar. I like the Wolf Bear more, and we've got other 4-drops to play. I don't know, are we supposed to be like lower to the ground? No, I think Vigilance is a slow deck, surely. So we want something to top out the curve with. Because the nice thing about Vigilance is obviously that you can both attack and then block to save yourself a little bit. Is Zerda bad in our deck? I mean, target creature can't block this turn for 1. That's decent. The ability reduction. Checkpoint Officer. Mentor. Fertilid. That doesn't come in untapped, does it? No. Okay, fair enough. That's about it. I think it's okay. If I cut the glider, we do have Giraffid that can have reach, and we've got Vulpikeet with flying. But I'm not sure that's enough flying blockers. Maybe it is. But I do like being able to put the Mentor token on it. Maybe leave the Stampede goes. But then we don't have like any card advantage. Is Greathorn bad? So we've got 2 6s and 2 7s. The ramp's fairly important. This is tough. This is really tough. Big fan of the Checkpoint Officer's ability. I think 3 Mentors is where we want to be. We want like a high chance of drawing them. Or do we cut to 2? Maybe. Because you don't want like just these in hand, that's useless. How many of our creatures are humans as well? 3. 2 of which are the Mentors. 1 of which is the Officer. So if we cut one of them, 2 more cuts to make. Pretty heavy on 3s. Maybe Zerda does go. Since it's a little harder to cast as well with double white. So if we do that, 1 more cut to make. Maybe we don't need Honey Mammoth as a curve topper. We've got Sandworm and Colossification. Although Sandworm's likely to get cycled rather than being a curve topper. Bant's an okay curve topper, but not amazing. But we kind of want to keep it. Is Colossification a bad card? Maybe I try cutting Glider now that we've cut another Mentor. Maybe we don't need it to be able to put the token on. Yeah, let's maybe try this. Land-wise, even. Heavier on white early game, so we'll go heavy on the white. Where's green? So there it is. Okay, we got turn 2 play, some turn 3 plays. Don't see why not. Opponent on white black and plays a Sabertooth, not too bad. Serval's good at blocking that. Okay, they give it a lifelink counter so they can grow that a little bit later on. Now we could play the Mosscoat so that we could block the Sabertooth. Or we could Fertilid so that we know that we can get ourselves up to the mana for Giraffid. But I don't think the Giraffid's doing anything much more meaningful than the Goriac here, so I think we'll just play that to be able to block. Oof, okay. They do mutate onto it. Do we discard a Giraffid? Since we can't really play it? I think so. Swings in since we can't double block and kill it. Right, can't double spell this turn. Maybe another Goriac so that we can triple block. Makes sense to me. Then we'll swing in with both, but they'll only take one from the Serval because they'll block the 2/4. Coolio. So they can grow this to a 5/5, which if we triple block we can kill, so that's fine. So we'll see if they do anything else. And if we do triple block, they can only kill one of our creatures as well. Because they got some big booties. So what do I want off the top? Felidar would be good, obviously. Lead the Stampede would be okay, although we're not massively struggling. So opponent plays a new Mori, so they've got some discounted spells. It's also just quite good as a 4/5 for 4. What have they chosen? Creature? It's almost always creature. Okay, lead the Stampede is here, so that does give us some card advantage. We're not great at blocking the Ikoria at the moment, so I think I'm kind of into lead the Stampede to try and find some kind of answer. Nice, we hit 3, so that's some really good card advantage. And the Vulpikeet means that we can give one of our guys flying. Do I put the Vulpikeet on... I think I put it on one of the Servals. Or what we could do instead is... Well, if we draw a land, we could put Fertilid and Mentor. And then mentoring every turn with our board is like crazy good. Does it give it flying? It does give it flying, so that kind of means we need Vulpikeet. Although they can tap down whatever we Vulpikeet. So I kind of like Fertilid and Mentor here, I think. Since there's no point in just making one flyer, I'd rather get a big board that's much more of a threat. So no point in swinging because they can block with Umori and Cavern Whisperer at the moment. And they do buff up their Cavern Whisperer end of turn. So they tap down one of our Vigilance guys. Maybe they're looking to swing in and not have us kill their creature. They swing with Umoria. Okay. So they can buff the Whisperer to a 6/6, so if we block with the Fertilid, Garaic, Serval... Ooh. Okay, they just go with the Glider. That's good for us. So we can start buffing every turn now, so we want to keep 2 mana up, so we've got 4 mana available. If we put Vulpikeet on the Fertilid, then getting the +1 counters means that we can minus them off as well. So that we can get our land. I think I like that. Because whatever, if I put it over the Serval, I'm gonna... That is 2 mana, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll put it over. Does get quite big as well, because it's already got the +1 counters on it. We can swing in the air. Can't really swing in the air on the ground at the moment. And then we might as well buff up so that we get an extra point of damage through. Ooh, Blood Curdle. That's pretty harsh. So we're going to have a hard time dealing with this Glider. And we are growing our creatures very slowly as well. So we could mutate the Great Horn so that we've still got the 2 mana up. I think that's better than playing the Worm. Because it gives us an extra 4 power with the Mentor plus getting the Great Horn down. So we'll cast that with Mutate on one of these, since it will give it a strictly better body. And we'll go get a green since we've got more white at the moment. Can't swing in yet as Cavern Whisperer will wreck us. So we can end turn and save the Mentor ability. Don't think we're cycling Sandworm. But we're on the back foot a bit here. Could really use the Felidar to be able to tap down their stuff every turn. Because with this amount of mana, obviously, it would be quite easy to. So they're just looking to swing in with the Glider, which makes sense. They don't want to lose their Whisperer. Plays a Snare Tactician, but we haven't seen a lot of cycling out of them yet. So I'm not massively scared of it. They might get 1 or 2 taps down, but it's not like we've got one massive threat that they need to tap down. No, I don't think we cycle it. So they're looking to tap down in my turn. Tapping down the Mentor so that we lock up our mana, maybe? Which I'm quite happy to do. Draw Honey Mammoth's pretty good in this scenario. Gain us back some of the life that the Glider's bleeding out of us. I'm not sure they expected that to play out that way, but I don't really know how they thought that was going to play out. If I swing in with the Great Horn and they block with, say, Umori and the Tactician. Actually, no, they'd need 3 blockers. I kind of need to start picking apart their board. So I'm thinking this, because they can't buff the Cavern Whisperer, so they can't solo block the Goriac, so they have to lose something to one of these. Actually, no, that was stupid. Obviously, they can just solo block and gain 6. Very stupid. Well, they gain 6, we do 5. Yeah, this isn't my greatest moment. So we'll kill the Tactician, but we lose a guy for it. Swings in with the Glider. They can grow their Cavern Whisperer to a 7/7. But obviously we can keep up with our own mental. But only on the Great Horn. couldn't really trade off at least. But we can swing through with that every turn. It's a much quicker clock than they've got, so. And getting our own officer means that we can tap. We're probably going to end up tapping down the Whisperer if they don't start trading it off against us. They're going to tap down the Great Horn? Yeah, it makes sense to do that. So they do that, they've got enough mana to use their Mentor here. So there's no point in me swinging. Don't think. Or is there? Swing. Buff. No, they'll just kill the mammoth and gain a bunch of life. So no attacks. Play our own checkpoint officer, we'll buff end a turn. That'll all be good. Don't think we can take a one-lander. Is this much better? If we can get to 3 mana, we're pretty sorted. Maybe keep the Vantasaur for the cycling. Rid of the Vulpikeet? The Vulpikeet? Rid of the Stampede? Good card. But we're going to have a hard time casting all the stuff that we get off of it anyway. That makes sense. So we'll cycle Vantasaur looking for a land. Well, it got us closer to the land. Solid Footing obviously can combo with our Goriac. Another land, so we can play the Goriac here. Opponent on red-blue, possibly Jeskai cycling. Don't tend to see cycling without white. Okay, do get a Great Worm, that might get cycled a bit later on. So I quite like playing the Vulpikeet here, I think. Plays around them, playing a Fire Prophecy, along with blocking with the Stinger. They do cycle in response, so they're looking for an answer. Go under, strictly better stats on the Goriac. Smash for 3. So, I suppose we're scared of Rumbling Rockslide if they can get to the right amount of mana. So next turn they might have enough to Rumbling Rock Slide. So maybe we keep up the Solid Foot, or do we just play the Solid Footing for more damage? That kind of makes sense. And cycle the Sandworm. So maybe we cycle the Sandworm first. Just to see what we hit. Probably nothing amazing. And then I want to keep the mana up for the footing. Next blockers. No blockers, put the footing on. So this means we get an extra turn with it at least, and it is smashing for 6. That's if they have a Rumbling Rock Slide, but I just assume they do. Ooh, Capture Sphere. That is a shame. Giraffid we could actually give Reach, and then it gets Vigilance with our Mentor anyway. So yeah, I think I like that. They have left 5 mana open, so they might have a counter spell here. So we'll give it Reach. They play a Nightbonder. Interesting. I can only think... I wouldn't think that they're much of a flash deck. And they do swing in, so... maybe a Rumbling Rock Slide, which I'm pretty sure is a sorcery. So they shouldn't be able to catch us in our turn. Actually, no. It couldn't have been Rumbling Rock Slide, because they could just do that. Oh, it could have been a Fire Prophecy. So we'll assume they have Fire Prophecy then. Plays a Marmoset. And says go, so they're not looking for the Prophecy plan anymore. We do get to play out our Serval to get maximum value from our Mentor. They can cycle. If they do it once, it's a 4/3. If they do it twice, it's 6. With 6 cards in hand, I would expect 2 cycling cards. So maybe we'll pass and try and grow with the Mentor until they're representing less of a threat. I suppose as well, if they do have a Fire Prophecy, they could use that in conjunction with the First Strike on the Marmoset. So we're currently at 4, 5, 6. We're 1 mana off Colossification. And then we don't have to worry so much about the red stuff. Because 20 toughness tends to put you out of range. I need to cycle twice to kill a Serval if I buff. So I think I'm happy trying to get those cyclers out of his hand, so that we don't need to worry about the Marmoset later on. So cycles the Raking Claws. We buff. Oh. There's the fire prophecy. Feels so good to predict the card. So that frees up our giraffe a bit. Interesting. So, yeah. Swing first, see what happens, but if we get through without them doing anything, we can just colossify it. Does block, might just be a chump. Let's try it. Oh. That's harsh. Just wanted to win with that card one time. They do swing in. We don't have the mana to buff, so they'd need 2 cyclers. I'd rather not call their bluff here. Since if we lose our giraffe head, I'm pretty sure we lose the game. Okay, they did have 2 cyclers as well as the octopus trick. So it would have killed our giraffe head, but they are getting us pretty crazily low. 1 more cycle will kill us. They did have it. Okay. And another one. Why not? Okay, 2 white mana, no green, no early plays. I'm not liking it. Mull. That's a pretty decent mull. Throw back a giraffe head. Serval turn 2, turn 3, Volpakite on it. I like it. Probably put the Volpakite over the Serval. I feel like the extra power's probably more important than keeping the 4... Well, we get 4 toughness anyway because of the +1/+1 counter. Which puts it out of fire prophecy territory, so that's not too bad. Then again, if we do that and the +1/+1's on the stack, they can in response fire prophecy, which is a massive blowout. So I'm actually going to put it under. Next turn, if we've not got any other play, we can play the Mentor and then just start buffing every turn till we can play out the giraffe head. Obviously, usually we want to play Mentor and get some use out of that vigilance counter. They do play a Marmoset, which is very annoying. I think I like Mentor, because if we draw another land, then we can play the Garai and use the ability next turn. Double vigilance on the Serval, very strong. They do just pass. 3 mana up. Some of it's blue. But they're a cycling deck, so who knows? That's all part of the fun. Oh look! Look what happened. I hate you, counter spells. Do at least. It's better that we went that way about it than playing the Drafted, so that we still got to use the Mentor that turn. And once again. Let's swing first. Let's see if they do anything in response. Oh, they do capture sphere, so we're okay to play our Giraffid now. So no attacks. And we'll give that vigilance. They do mutate, and that is a big old creature to have first strike on. Don't see any point in playing out the land. If we swing, do we think they have a 1-mana cycler? I'm going to say yes, because they always have it. Wolverine needs one more thing to have double strike. And Dorat. So we don't have any reach at the moment because we put the vigilance counter on the Giraffid. So we can't deal with that. Colossification. So that would be all of our mana. Do I swing first? They can't cycle. That doesn't have double strike, but they could double block. I kill the Cloud Piercer, and then I colossify the Mentor. Seems fine to me. Yeah, it does double block. So we'll kill that. See if they got a response. They do just swing, so you'd expect they've got some sort of response here. Or just another chumper, maybe? We can give it vigil. Oh no, it's not. It's non-human. Okay. That would have been good. So we are forcing them to have a chump blocker every turn. I find it weird that they've chosen to get the 1 extra damage down rather than chumping with the Dorat. But to each their own. think we just play out the mentor here. 3 vigilance on the main serval. That's right. They do swing. I expect they've got something to cycle to make the Wolverine have double strike. But otherwise, what's this mentor really doing? I think it is just here to provide a buffer and let us win with Colossification. They didn't have anything. Weird. Wow. They played that really strange. It's a lot of late drops and a solid footing that can't hit anything. Can cycle the Vantasaur. 3 land is nice. I shouldn't keep it, right? I really shouldn't keep it. So I'm not gonna. Alright. Just keeping this. It's not too bad. With a solid footing on a serval, that's, what, 5 damage? Although we're probably playing the Mentor next turn. Give the classic double vigilance to the serval. They have left 2 mana up, but I don't think there's anything too worrying from green-white. Wonder if it's the mirror. Actually, I say that. They could have had Divine Arrow. Pacifism? Bant. Okay. What does Bant do? Mutate? Mutate with some decent removal. Seems okay. Glider with flying. So this does have flash, so we can... I mean, they're not going to block here anyway, but... just want them to be afraid. Do that. Solid footing. 6 damage. And now they play a Pacifism or a Capture Sphere. But we did at least get 6 damage down before they controlled it somehow. Ooh, we got the green mana. I think swing first. There's the Capture Sphere. Cool. So we know we're not looking to buff this turn, so we can swing with the Mentor. Then, do we play Goriac? And then if we draw a land, we can lead the Stampede, or even Great Horn and buff. Seems pretty good. Wonder if it's supposed to be Goriak. Well, it'll always be Goriak in my heart. Especially if it pisses some people off. So it gets his Flying Beastie. And a Pacifism. See, I called both of them. But how will you deal with a second one? Maybe we should have been running this Exile up to 3 enchantments thing, because I've seen a lot of Capture Spheres and Pacifisms lately. Not just in this match either. We don't have removal. Actually, we've got 2 Pacifisms. But we haven't got any way to draw to them. That is not a way to draw to them. So we have to find a way to deal with that or beat them first. And I don't see a way we can beat them first, so I think we have to cycle looking for a pacifism here. Get a wolf. Nice. Swing, buff. But we're in some trouble. In quite a lot of trouble. Ooh, Shore Shark. Don't think we're dead, but we're certainly close. I like that deck though. Bant, Mutate, decent control. Seems fun. Not for us. Obviously not for us. Is there any way we can not die here? Not got any reach, can't get flying. Think we're just dead? We'll lead the Stampede just in case. Yeah, one more turn we could get that out and chump, but they won pretty fair and square here. This seems like a good opener. No particularly early plays, but turn 3 we're looking pretty good. More late plays. So I think... Oh, the Fox. Do we pacify it now? I think so. Because there's no way it doesn't get massive. And we don't want to have to pacify in one of our other turns rather than playing one of our threats. Sabertooth and go. Well, Garai blocks that pretty well. So they did get stuck at 2 land there, I think. Migration path to cycle. Yeah, they're looking fairly desperate. I think a lot of their plans were around the fox, which feels pretty good for me. Under strictly better stats on the Groic and swatting. I'd like to imagine this flying. What's he doing? I wasn't paying attention. Raking Claws. Yeah, just cycles it so he can hit his land drop. 1 white mana up. Let's swing it in. Giraffid, I think we just give it Vigilance as well, in case we hit one of our good payoff cards. Although, what are our payoff cards? Solid Footing, the lady that buffs all the Vigilance, and the Felidar that we've never drawn. Maybe Reach is better. Just in case. Because the lady can give it Vigilance anyway, so... And she's the most likely payoff that we draw. Does hit a Marmoset. But luckily for us, we've got a flyer, so we can keep getting in with that. If they cycle, they could buff the Marmoset up. I think I'm fine swinging with the Giraffid here. Happy if they want to double trade for it. Nope, they let it through, so we can play Groic and First Aid here. Putting a stop on upkeep because I'm thinking about maybe thinning the deck with the First Aid's ability. Although that does... How many land are we on? 6? If we do that, we'd have access to 5 mana. We've got 2 6 costs in the deck. Yeah, I think it's better to thin. We'll just do it once because going down to... Oh, nice. Can even play out a land and have the tap ability. So I think we can swing then tap before they get to blockers. See how that works. So swing with, I mean, it might as well be everything. And then tap down the Marmoset. If he just blocks the Fertilid and doesn't have anything else, does have a Divine Arrow. But we still get the tap off. Luckily our flyer's just out of range of the Divine Arrow. Do see the trade. which is pretty good for us if they've not got some kind of trick to save it. Cycles the will. And goes down to 2. So the Felidar is good. But it is a rare, and there's certainly better rares. But it's a pretty cool build around. It's nice to play the Vigilance deck. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Especially like, I mean the thing is I would want another Felidar for this deck to be properly good. Alright, they concede. Fair dues. Four lands, main serval, Garaic, and a Giraffid. Seems okay. Not got a payoff, but we got some early plays that hopefully buy enough time to draw into one. That's kind of a payoff. Make the main serval pretty big. Better to put it on the serval, obviously, since the Garaic's got the same toughness. So you get more benefit on the serval. Now the question is, do I play the Garaic or do I solid footing and smash for 5? It's solid footing and smash for 5, isn't it? I feel like it is. Please no Shore Shark. Please no Shore Shark. I'm expecting Mutate out of a teamer deck with Farfinder. Friendship. Parcel Beast. So they did have Mutate, but it wasn't the one I was expecting. They say go. So I'd imagine they're chumping us for a couple of turns. Nope. Just take it. Fair enough. We're the aggro deck now. Parcel Beast is kind of a weird Mutate card because most of the others reward you for putting a bunch of Mutate on one creature. Parcel Beast doesn't do that. There's no benefit other than it already having mutated. There's no real benefit. Cool, we do get the Mentor. So we could put Reach on the Giraffid and then play Mentor next turn, or we could play Mentor this turn, which is much less mana efficient. How much have they got? 2, 3, 4, 5. So they could block the serval, we kill the Parcel Beast and a Farfinder, which is probably fine. So that we keep laying the smack down. Yeah, I think I like Giraffid. But we'll swing first. I think we swing with everything, just to keep the pressure up. There's no good way for them to block both of them in a really favourable way, so. Cool. So we'll put this out with a reach counter since we can give it vigilance off of the Keensight Mentor. Plays an Aegis Turtle, does block my Garaic and Giraffid fairly well. Doesn't block the serval. Well, it does, but it dies. Maybe thinking about mutating onto the egg. Yep. So that reach counter is pretty relevant now. They swing in and hold up 1 black mana. I can't think of anything too scary for 1 black mana. Also, is that all 5 colours? What are you doing, opponent? So we'll give it vigilance. Then Great Horn on the Goriac gives the best buff of stats. Just gives it 1 more power, but it's better than anything else. Go get a green since we're pretty low on green. So next turn we can play Colossification if we wanted to. But depending on what we draw, the Mentor and whatever we draw might be better. I think we swing. Can they kill that? No. Swing with everything. They can't chump them all. So they are getting a nice amount of card advantage off of that Parcel Beast. Cavern Whisperer, so it will be big enough to beat our Giraffid in a fight and gets rid of our Colossification, but at least we've got Mentor to be putting some of our mana into. Please swing. Fine. Sandworm we can just play. Is that better than buffing? It's gotta be, right? I could swing with the Serval first. Because if they block with the Cavern Whisperer, it trades, since we can Keensight Mentor. And I'd be pretty happy with that, so they stop getting value. Yeah, no blocks, cool. So we won't buff, and we'll just play the worm. So the only thing they can block the worm with is the Cavern Whisperer. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So that's pretty good here. Means that we might be able to get in with some of our other stuff. Does Mutate again? How close are they to decking? Okay, not that close. Just getting crazy card advantage. Play the Dorat. So they shouldn't swing with the Whisperer if they have a brain. They do in fact have a brain. So I think we swing, if we swing Sandworm, they have to block with the Whisperer. So we can take that out of the equation in our heads, which means we can swing with all of our Vigilance guys and buff them up with the Mentor. So they shouldn't die here if they know what they're doing. They got some sort of trick that I'm not seeing. There's no lifelink going on. Maybe they haven't read the sandworm. Okay. Didn't want to play it out, fair enough. Two lands, two 3-drops, one cycler. We're going for actually 2 cyclers. It's probably fine, right? Is that fine? Yeah, the deck provides. Why do I do this to myself? So turn 1 we can cycle, turn 2 we can cycle, turn 3 we can play Goriak. We've surely got to get a land by that point. And then after that, you know, you got to do 2-4, you win the game. Ooh. Sorry, went a bit glitchy there. Cheeky cycle. Do get land. Solid footing. Okay. Can make the Goriak a 5/5. Mentor's a payoff card. I think it's coming together, you know. Man, I'm really lagging. No essence capture, I was really expecting it. Marmoset. How many decks have we played that weren't cycling? 0? I want to say 0. So if we play the Mentor this turn, the next turn we're playing the Goriak and Activate, which seems pretty good to me. Swinger in. Please block. Yes! Oh, it's beautiful. I knew the deck would provide. Ooh, Vulpix. I think I prefer second Goriak and Activate. Just seems like there's more value in that. So I'll activate before damage. Ooh, Capture Sphere. Seen a lot of Capture Spheres. So we're kind of rewarded for not going Volpikeet there. So if they got a Rock Slide, they need to use it now. Just gotta really hope they don't have another Capture Sphere. They got the Rumbler. Wolf Bear's... Actually no, Wolf Bear's not that great with Mental because we want to be tapping Mental. Yeah, mana efficiency wise this seems better. Under... Had a lot of flying Goriacs this draft, I like it. Smashy smashy. Nice. Okay, starting hand, got the Goriac, got the Mentor. Everything else is a bit out of range, but pretty happy with these two and the mana to play them. Am I cycling the Vantasaur? Maybe. I think we need to hit something like a Volpikeet so that we can go over that Boot Nipper. So I think I trade the Goriac because we have to get rid of the Boot Nipper. Yeah, then again, if he's just going to smash with it. Quite happy to smash back. Oh, never mind. Deathtouch Menace. It's pretty rough. Well, we can play the Wolf Bear, give that Vigilance next turn. That's okay. So we'll probably block the Boot Nipper with the Goriac. I can't even remember how I say it anymore. Opponents on Jund. Currently looking at Deathtouch Tribal. Does swing. Don't think it's worth trading both our creatures for that. And then doesn't play anything. Interesting. So we could Great Horn on the Goriac so that we get up to 5 mana so we can play the Giraffid. Yeah. I kind of, yeah. I don't think the way we win is to play the Mentor. Blood Curdle? No. Ah, they might still have it actually. Because if they Blood Curdle our guy, then we still get the Great Horn on the field. so it makes sense to block Kettle afterwards. We'll swing with both. If they want to trade, they trade. Whatevs. Heartless Act. And you block, right? Yeah, okay. So I can play Giraffe next turn. We really need evasion. The only bit of evasion I can think of that we have... They really are playing Deathtouch Tribal. What's going on here? I suppose we've got 2 pacifisms as well. Might be able to use that. Yeah. And you get your Deathtoucher back. This is pretty rough. A big oof, if you will. It's got Deathtouch, so if we let it through... I'm just going to let it through. So if they mutate next turn, we're pretty dead. Yeah, Honey Mammoth gains 4. Wasn't expecting to draw a land. Smash for 3. Yeah, that's right. Is there any way we win this game? If we... Volpikey. I can't double block. No. So if I play Colossification... Yeah, no, I'm dead if I do that. Man, I hate this. If we swing with Mammoth, he blocks with Boot Nipper. Otherwise, we can block the Boot Nipper. If we could have played Colossification that turn and then drawn a Volpikey, we could win. That's the only line I could see, but we couldn't play Colossification anyway, so... Do I double block here? Could block the Mentor and the Giraffid. Leave the Honey Mammoth. Why not? Seems like fun. I hate being on the back foot like this. Just can't get off the ground. I don't mind losing, but I like a bit of back and forth. Oof. That's pretty big. Technically not dead. Technically. All I need to do is draw all my pacifisms and Vulpikeep. And then we win. No. Oh, bosh. That'd be pretty funny. Oh no, I should have put it on the Obosh. That would have been more damage. Okay, so we got 5 wins. That's definitely more than I thought this deck would get. So, final thoughts about the Vigilance deck. Let's just have a look at some of the cards that we pulled. So, I liked the Mentor. I think that's kind of what we wanted to be doing, was getting a bunch of fairly low cost Vigilance creatures out and buffing them all up with a Mentor. That seemed quite good. Goriak was obviously one of those low cost. The other one was the Serval. So that seemed okay, but not amazing. But it did. I think that kind of thing won us most of the games that we did win. The Vulpikeep was nice for the evasion. Obviously, the Felidar was great when it did come down. But I think overall, I don't recommend you draft. I'm sure most of you already knew. Don't draft the Vigilance archetype in Ikoria. If you open a Felidar, you could probably make it work. A lot of these cards are underdrafted because no one really goes the Vigilance archetype, so you can get some of the payoffs like the Mentor, but there's not tons of those payoffs anyway. And the best one is probably Felidar, which is obviously a rare. But if you open it, you obviously saw there we did get 5 wins, which isn't amazing, but it's still better than average, so you can definitely make it work with the way we went about it. I'm sure there's better ways to draft it as well. Obviously, you can always have better luck with drafts as well. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing something a little bit different there. So thank you for joining me. Please like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see similar limited and constructed, usually janky decks. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one.